we're pretty confident we're gonna get several. Look how big these are right here. This is watermelon. Lancetilla, you guys tell me how to construct it. I'm still getting citrus off the tree all the way. Once again, this one is because we'll take it and we'll trim it. Real quick update today on the mango Maha Chanok we'll focus on. And we'll cover some of the other stuff that's happening in the orchard. But the main focus will be on the Maha Chanok and a couple other mangoes. We have about 20 to 30 mangoes on this Maha Chanok. So far I've let it kind of self-select and decide which ones it's not going to keep. And now it's time to kind of thin it out some more. We want to get down to maybe 10 to 12 on this tree. Even though I'm tempted to let it hold more because we don't have a lot of other mangoes producing. But 10 to 12 is about the max I think this tree can carry. Look at this specimen right here. This is a watermelon. Planted a watermelon a year ago, got fruit, left it alone, and I saw about a month or two ago some leaves sprout out. And I'm thinking to myself, is that a watermelon growing? I didn't plant new watermelon. So that's great to know that the roots are still working and can produce new fruit. And we've got a beauty that is growing and developing. I am awestruck that I'm still getting citrus off the tree all the way into June and July. That is amazing. Tangelo, blood orange, grapefruit, deep in the summer. And then to quickly show you proof, so you don't think I went and got it from a farmer's market or from the grocery store. Look at that, there's still quite a few blood oranges on the tree. If we come around to the couple grapefruits left, one gold nugget mandarin, and a couple of tangelos, but tangelos are kind of dried out. That's the citrus still kicking. Orange sherbet right here. A little bit of a disappointment because we anticipated getting a decent amount of fruit on here, but most of it has dropped. Look at that, that one on the left is dried up. This is the lone orange sherbet mango that I see still on the tree. So we'll look around a little bit, but I don't want to inadvertently knock any additional fruit off. But from my inspection, I don't see any other fruit. But on the positive side, we are getting a lot of new growth. The heat so far being below 95 has been very good for the mangoes. We're starting to get lots of growth at different parts of the tree, and we'll just have to be a little patient and let this tree get a little bigger next year. Hopefully it will hold fruit in 2026. Let me show you something else. Look at it, it's starting to get a little color. One of the things about the Maha Chanok, it's known for kind of this oblong shape. Beautifully shaped mango. Very unique and distinctive. I understand the taste is distinctive. I've never tasted one, so we're very excited. I mean, at this point, we're pretty confident we're gonna get several. Look how big these are. We're gonna get several, a good dozen or so mangoes producing. And again, the only reason why we won't get more is because we'll take it and we'll trim it. We'll thin the fruit. Look at that, that's 12 right there. That's a dozen mangoes right there. Touching the ground, we want to get it off the ground. Got some more right there on the ground. We want to get those off the ground. But overall, it's looking great. It's in a little different microclimate than most of my other mangoes. There's one more to the right, which is an Angie. This one's in a microclimate that is surrounded by a lot of trees and shading, gets a lot of dappled light. And we'll see how the fruit holds up. It's great for the tree, great for the leaves. TBD, to be determined on whether or not it's going to produce great tasting fruit, because my worry is maybe it doesn't have enough sun. But overall, it's looking really good. It's another one, self-selected. You jump off of there, and we'll come back and we'll clean it up, take a few off, and I think I'm going to prop up this branch because there's a lot of good fruit on there. We'll get that down to maybe 2 or 3. But there's some really healthy looking ones. We'll definitely keep all the biggest ones. The ones you want to thin, in my opinion, are the smaller ones. Like this here. Take that off. Look at the pomegranates. 4 in the orchard. Once again, this one is very productive. This is the, oh gosh, Granada. This is the Granada. This is the one I like the least, and it's the most productive. That's sometimes how it is in life and in the orchard. The Parfianca, my favorite, is having some late bloom. It's not, didn't bloom, well, it bloomed as early as the others, but we had a lot of drops. Hopefully the second bloom holds. I see a few that look a little pregnant. Yeah, look at that right there. Look at that there. Look at that there. All right, we could get, there's a bunch at the top. We can get a nice helping of, a nice harvest of the Parfianca. The wonderful, which is known to be the most consistent of all the pomegranates. That's why you see it in the stores, the wonderful pomegranate. Very little. I've seen a couple. Look at that guy right there. But for the most part, very little palms on there. And then we move over to the newest one in the orchard, the Angel Red. That's been in a couple of years. Really good fruit. Last year was the first time it gave us fruit, and it was pretty delicious. It is my number 2 favorite out of the pomegranates. Once again, the passion fruit has been just amazing. Every year producing 3 to 4 harvests per year. This is the second one this year. It's been putting on a lot of flowers. See a little bit of the flowers remaining. And it's starting to put on fruit. Let me see if I can, oh, here we go. One has already fallen off, and there's gonna be, I don't know, 50 to 100 passion fruit that this vine will produce, if not more, maybe a couple of hundred. That's the passion fruit. Look at this guy right here. This is the Lancetilla. Lancetilla. You guys tell me how to pronounce it. But it is doing the best out of the pots. And we're definitely gonna have to thin this. There's no way with how big the fruit gets on this tree that we're gonna be able to, that's gonna be able to hold all the fruit that it's trying to produce. But look at this beauty. All right, that's the Maha Chanok. That's the updates happening in the orchard. Quick video today. Just wanted to say hello, pop in, give you a little bit of content, give you a quick update, and we will catch you next time. Take care.